I'm recording. I am just getting my authenticator out so I can log into
Whoa,
something.
whoa, whoa. Don't get that out.
Welcome to Multiple Nerdgasm with your hosts, Matt, Luke, and Dan. Multiple Nerdgasm, your guide to all things nerdy.
I just want to check something. I forget every now and again. I forget that I subscribe to Humble Bundle and I get free games every month.
Ah. Is that
And I
thing
always
still
forget
going?
about it.
Yeah, you should probably check that.
Yeah, they take money from me all the time.
You don't do it for the games.
I
You just do it to support. You're going to buy those games anyway. They're probably
Well,
games
no,
you've already
I'm
got.
not. There are a lot of games I already own, and they're all on Steam and stuff. I'm never going to buy
That's what
them.
I mean.
So they're just like amassing in your
Yeah,
library on there, unplayed.
unplayed. Oh, Stray Gods.
The last
that's a
time
good
I
game.
bought Humble Bundle, it contained Super Meat Boy, if that puts anything into perspective of how long ago it was.
I buy the book bundles,
Mm.
like every now and then, like
Oh,
fairly frequently. Every few
Guardians
months
of the
I buy-
Galaxy.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That was a good game. Didn't finish it, but it was good.
It's a good game. I think the reason why Guardians of the Galaxy didn't do well is because it came out sort of roughly around the same time as that Marvel game came out, the Avengers one,
Oh, yeah.
that live service one.
The shit one.
Yeah.
Well,
'Cause
not that we
everything has
played it.
people-
Let's not let none of us
Excuse
played
me?
it.
I did.
Because I heard it was shit.
Oh, you did play it, right? Yeah,
did
because
play
Luke
it.
told us it was shit. Yeah.
It was on Xbox, Dan. Of course he played it.
It was an okay game until you got to the end of the story, and then it became the live service part of it, which is just replay the same stuff over and over and over again with no story.
Right.
I don't get live service. I don't know why they keep trying it.
Somebody must be playing them.
Yeah.
Well,
Kids.
the problem is with the live service model is, yes, people do play them, but they play one live service model. They don't play multiple. And there's only
You
a
gotta lure them
very
away
small.
as if nothing's going to happen.
It's probably a large market, but there's only a particular market that likes that game, and they're not going to be buying 20 different ones.
Yeah.
It's sort of like when you log
Speaking of
into
things
any
that are
market
on
once.
Xbox, though, that aren't going to be on Xbox, is the Silent Hill 2 remake. At least
Oh,
not
yeah.
for the first year.
I saw that. Disappointing.
Yeah,
Not for you,
Sony's
because
being
you've got a
Sony.
PlayStation, Matt, right?
Yeah, but I don't play games on it. It's negative at this point. Like, yeah. Until you said that, I forgot I had it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, this is just Sony being Sony.
Yeah, to be fair, I think I've only ever played the Silent Hill games on a PlayStation, so it's not like I have any right to be up in arms. I just used to own
But-
one and I don't anymore.
But wasn't at the time there was only the PlayStation that you could get them on?
Well,
Like there was
I mean,
only-
well, that you could get them on, yeah, sure,
Yeah.
of course.
like it wasn't like there was. I don't think it wasn't Xbox when Silent Hill 2 came out.
Maybe when Silent Hill 2 came out, certainly not when
It
Silent
wasn't
Hill
a
1
PlayStation
came
1
out.
game, wasn't it?
Silent Hill 1, but Silent Hill 2 was PlayStation 2, wasn't it?
Correct. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Silent Hill 3 was on 360 and PS3, I think. I think.
Sony just keep trying to do this. Like I
I
still want to play
replayed-
Final Fantasy 7, and I still can't.
You go to Matt's house, you can play it.
Yeah.
I've replayed Silent Hill 1 on my Retroid earlier this year. It's a great game still. Once you get used to the controls, it's still a great game. And it's fucking terrifying. It's as scary as all fuck.
It's got a
Mostly
cat-
because it
cat
takes...
jumping out of
You
a
know how
window
long it
scare.
takes you to turn around.
Yeah.
Like, that's part of it. Clunky controls are part of the fear.
Like the first Resident Evil.
Yeah.
I
I
can't.
tried to replay that.
I
That
can't
zombie's there.
replay them.
You can see him coming, but what are you going to do about it?
But he may be slow, but you're slower.
He's all the way behind you.
Yeah. Yeah. No, not that one. Not that one. That would be instinctual. No, you've got to turn with the other one
Yeah.
and then go forward.
That's why I like when they did the remakes. They fixed the controls.
Yeah.
Yeah, except that I also find it strange because of the fixed camera. So you're going
Yeah.
forward, but you're coming from the back. You know, it'll cut.
Oh yeah,
And-
and there was those times where it would like switch screens, and then you just turn around again, then you can
Yeah,
load again,
yeah.
and Yep.
Well,
Mind
Silent
you,
Hill-
that's how horror looked when that came out.
Yeah.
Like when you play it now, that looks like 90s horror movies.
the Silent Hill games had that a lot of that stuff where the camera would be in like a kind of interesting location and kind of follow you through the alleyway or whatever, that kind of thing. And then, the controls are odd because as long as you keep holding it, he'll keep going in the direction you're holding. But if you stop,
Yes.
all bets
You've
are off
got
as
to
to
think
which.
about it. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Because
I think wasn't at a time like this was probably one of the first games, like third-person games that wasn't like a kids game. Like most of them, so probably maybe they weren't used to having that style where the camera follows you, and they were trying to show off, like, look at all this cool art we've done.
Which came out first, Resident Evil 1 or Silent Hill 1? I feel Resident Evil 1, but only just.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I think Silent Hill improved ever so slightly on that.
Yeah, I remember being in a store and some guy showing off
And
Resident
better
Evil.
voice
So I think
actor.
it was Resident Evil was the first one, and he was going like, "The game is great. Don't worry about the voice acting."
Oh, terrible, yeah.
Yeah, because God, that was bad.
Mind you, Resident Evil 2, fucking game changer. I was like, games can't get better than this. Graphics can't get better. Sound can't get better. This was it. I was convinced.
Speaking of
You
horror
were wrong.
games, we have a dilemma in this house now. Because
Yes, I noticed that there was a divergence
Yeah.
mentioned.
So, this week's been a bit interesting. Jenna's had some minor surgery. Everything's fine, but she's just not able to do a lot of stuff. So she's been resting and playing Alan Wake too, finally. And
But she has to play as the wife, yeah? That's should be how it works.
she is. There's. But apparently, what happened is, right, you play through the beginning section, you play as Saga, then you play as Alan, right?
Yep.
You don't really get to choose at that point. And then after that, they meet,
Yep.
and then you get popped back into Saga, and I continue to play as Saga. And I've only played as Saga, to be honest.
Oh!
I've not done any Alan Wake stuff. I hadn't thought about it, to be honest.
You're saving all the weird shit to do at
I've
once.
been playing and playing and playing. She
I think Luke and I did.
immediately after that
switch to Alan.
went into the laundry room or whatever and went, oh, what's that on the floor? And has been
bucket.
playing with Alan the whole time. So now we can't talk about the game.
Yeah. I think Luke and I played it the same way, which is to do one mission back and forth
I just
to get a little
swapped
break.
every
We should do.
No, there's no should. There's no should, I reckon.
But
You've
yeah,
got
I was
some
like, well,
shit.
now we can't
you've got some
discuss
weird shit
anything
coming.
because, yeah, I know.
But isn't that the sign of a great game?
Yeah, yeah, and because she was like, I mean, the stuff I've been doing as Alan's quite elaborate. So I wonder how much. I'm like, the stuff I've been doing as Saga's quite fucking elaborate too. So apparently, this is an
Yeah, they
enormous,
both got some shit
complicated
going
game.
on. Yeah.
They're both elaborate in very different ways.
Yeah.
And only a couple of weeks until the new DLC comes out.
Yes, the one that made Petrielenko cry.
Mm.
The composer.
Apparently, this links even closer into Control.
Interesting. Control 2 coming soon.
Coming eventually, if there's still some stuff to
Maybe
make
not
it.
soon. Yeah.
The Max Payne remake coming soon.
Yeah,
as well.
coming sooner. Yeah.
Oh, and
I recently played through Max Payne 1 Game Boy Advance, and I stand by it as a fantastic game.
really?
It is the exact game as it was on like PlayStation, but it is isometric. So they've recreated it.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah. So it's like Diablo presents Max Payne.
That'd probably hold up better. To be honest.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I
Because
don't
it's
think I
not
could go
polygon.
back and
Wouldn't have been as impressive back in that time, but probably more playable now. Like
Playable now because for some reason we have romanticized pixel art and we never romanticized polygons.
Well, on that note, it's kind of on that note. I'm playing another game now with Lyra. We finished Link's Awakening, the remake of Link's Awakening, which she loved, and I loved because I play, she watches. Apparently, she's content to do that. So everybody wins. And Echoes of Wisdom, the new Zelda game, in that style. I guess, Luke, I'm looking at you. You might be interested in that. I don't know.
I am, but I won't play it.
Okay. Dan, did you play Link's Awakening?
No,
the remake?
I never did.
No?
Link's, yeah,
They're very good.
yeah,
They're like
Link to the Past was the last one I played. Just to
It's
put that
more
into
like
perspective.
that.
yeah.
Right.
It's
I love
3D,
that.
but it's like that style.
Yeah.
Where it's
Yeah.
kind of top down and everything. Yeah. So this is a new one. Echoes of Wisdom came out, yesterday, I think. And she's been asking me every day, is the new Egg game out yet?
Egg game?
Yeah, because Link's Awakening, you're trying to wake up the egg. The windfish is asleep in the egg.
How are you going to break it to her that there's no egg?
Well, she knows now. Now it's the horse game.
The horse game.
And I showed her the trailer like 2 weeks ago, and she was telling Jenna the other day, oh, yeah, the guy in the green shirt gets sucked into this purple hole, and then the princess has to save him. And Jenna's like, what? I'm like, that's true. That's what's in the trailer.
Yeah.
You play
So
as Zelda.
You play Zelda this time.
Trailers are tricky when they're that age because the Moana 2 trailer has dropped.
Oh.
And so now Harper's like, can you put on Moana 2? And I'm like, it's not out. And she's like, I've seen a trailer for it. I'm like, yes. But that means it's not out and it'll be out of the
That's an
movies. And you're
advertisement
still
for
too
it.
little for the movies. Yeah.
That was designed to have you doing this to me.
Yes,
So
that's
that-
right. Yeah. So that the second it comes out,
Yeah.
I give them my money.
Well, that's what she keeps asking me. She's like, can we play the new Egg game yet? And I'm like, oh, it's not out yet. And then I turn on the Switch and she's like, it's there. I'm like, yeah, it's preloaded. That's so that... And then
Click
she's like,
on that, Dad.
Yeah, and so I click on it and it comes up with text. And she's like, what's it say? I'm like, it says it's not ready yet, like I told you.
Yeah, like I fucking told you. Yeah.
And she's like, oh. Yeah.
I've got some follow up as well. I've just put down here all of my dreams have come true, and I let you guys know during the week. My daughter is officially old enough to play board games now.
Oh,
And pretty much the day she was born, I said to Hui, I'm just holding out for her to be old enough to play board games because Hui doesn't like board games,
No.
right?
Oh.
So I can't play them on my own. I've got quite a collection of pretty good games that are just sitting there, right? And but
Did you play Settlers of Catan?
yeah. No, we play. Oh fuck, what's it called? I can't remember. You play as a unicorn. You're all unicorns. You're on a rainbow. Your goal is to get to the other end of the rainbow to the pot of gold by matching up the colors of unicorn heads with their bodies. And I thought, fuck, I'm just going to try it. Like even if she's too young still and she doesn't understand the rules or doesn't want
She's
to play
still
the
gonna have
rules or just
fun,
wants to
like-
play with the cards, at least it'll be an introduction. And then like 6 months from now, I can be like, fuck it, this is Munchkin. But which is my favorite game. So, but no, she gets it. She gets it, and she plays.
That's
She
awesome.
like like two goes through, and she was like, yeah, okay, I understand the rules. Let's fucking play. And now like I wake her up in the morning, and she'll be like, unicorn game. Like, yeah, let's go.
All right. That's better. I get. Oh, can I watch Sheriff Callie? Do we have to? I swear I get Stockholm syndrome with these shows, right? Because you'll find some new show on Disney Plus, and I'll be like, oh god, what is this shit? And it's like the animation is terrible, and it's like ridiculous.
The writing's garbage.
Yeah, but then like after I've seen this every episode 5 times, I'm like, this is a good one.
Yeah.
like
Have
what?
you also? We watched a couple, like we're watching Dee and Friends in Oz on Netflix at the moment, which is actually very good. The music is fantastic in it. It's like an urban Wizard of Oz retelling, right? But I also found myself like going, oh wait, what's going on? I think I've missed one. I'm gonna have to go back later and catch up on this.
Look, the only trouble I have when I wake up in the morning is a cat will wake me up wanting to get under the covers or on top of me and then go back to sleep.
Right.
Not a wife. Wife doesn't try to wake you up and get on top of you.
No, she just gets up and goes. The cats are
Just
the
goes
ones
for it.
that...
She knows he's not waking up.
Yeah.
I like my sleep.
We know. We know.
It's the only time I'm not
I
in
remember
pain.
sleep. From now, it's more.
All right. Sorry. Why do you have to do that to us?
Well, I was going to make a joke, and now I can't because now it's all serious.
Yeah.
That was my joke.
It reminds me of an article I read with Jonathan Davies being interviewed years ago, like 30 years ago, whatever. and they were like, "Why do you perform?" He's like, "Performing on stage is the only time I'm not wanting to kill myself because my dad raped me as a child." And the interviewer goes, "But a lot of your songs are about your dad raping you as a child." He's like, "Yeah, ironic, isn't it?"
Therapy
Yeah,
for everybody, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask Luke again. I know we touched on this briefly. There's some news this week. Assassin's Creed Shadows is not coming out soon.
No.
Well, it is, but it's
it
not
is,
as
but
soon.
not as soon as. Well, it was meant to be coming out in November.
Yeah, and it's been pushed back to Feb because apparently Star Wars Outlaws was shit enough that they're worried about it, and so
Because
I guess
these are similar, like the
well, I mean,
complaints about it, they were like, "Oh, you
they
don't
must
like
be,
that?"
right? Maybe they're based on the same kind of engine,
It's
or
not
gameplay.
It's not just because you play as a woman, is it? In both, like we're past this,
You
surely.
can play as a man in Shadows too.
Look,
You're not a white man.
I was about to say, yeah. Okay.
I'd be
Maybe-
surprised if.
There's a lot. The Lord God stopping me from saying what I was about to say.
Look, it wasn't a terrible game, but it wasn't
That's
great.
what I've heard.
And
It's
it
a
wasn't.
messy masterpiece.
God,
It was a terrible game, Luke. Charlie has
I'm
corrected.
sorry.
A messy masterpiece is what I read it
Yeah,
described
like
as.
Okay.
it looked nice.
That's how I describe
but
my sex
it just it missed the mark. It just a lot of stealth, a lot of.
Yeah.
I just want to go in guns a blazing,
Yeah.
and I think it's too big. I think is maybe the problem with it.
Yeah, I get that.
You're still talking about my sex life, Luke.
But yeah, so they've decided to put it back and do some polish on the game. I don't think it's
I'm
graphic
fine with that. No, it
I remember
couldn't be,
like,
right?
some of the old games like Unity, Assassin's Creed Unity and stuff, they release with terrible bugs. This they haven't had that in a while. It's been
It
sort of
specifically says it's
But no,
delayed
it
due
wouldn't
to
be
the
bugs
poor
because,
reception.
like, if it was bugs, they delay it anyway or release it. They wouldn't go, another game got shitty reviews.
Yeah.
We'd better fix our bugs.
This
Like
actually
it must
says-
it must be something analogous to both.
Unless it's a speculation, but
I think it
I've
might
seen
be-
a lot of the reporting said that it's been delayed because of the bad reaction to Outlaws, which implies to me that there's some similarity.
I
Otherwise,
think
why
it
would
might-
you give a shit?
I don't know. What I heard was Ubisoft just said, "Hey, we've decided that we need a bit more polish on the game."
Okay, maybe they're just
Because I
using
doubt
it as a
Being
bit of an
Ubisoft is
cautious,
excuse.
yeah.
Ubisoft is going to come out and go, "Oh, this game is shit, so we're going to spend more time on this one." They're not going to say that.
I mean, the articles are saying that is what they said. Let me. Or is that speculation?
I
I'll
think
say
there might
this.
be two things that happened. Ubisoft acknowledged that Star Wars didn't do well, like didn't meet their expectations, and now they've also delayed the game. And I think people are putting two together.
I mean, you can see why they made that stretch, right? But look, I'll say I thought this game, Outlaws, looked very good. The only reason I didn't play it is because I fucking hate Star Wars now, and I've just got a bitter taste on my tongue.
They did specifically reference Outlaws. What they said was, we realize we need more time to polish and refine the experience, pushing further some of our key features. While the game is feature complete, the learnings from the Star Wars Outlaws release led us to provide additional time to further polish the title. Okay.
Interesting.
Wonder.
Maybe it just
Did
made
you
me
complete
nervous.
Outlaws, Luke? Obviously
No.
you did. You didn't. No.
No, I will.
Okay. Don't force yourself. I completed a game this week. I completed Tomb Raider, 2018's Tomb Raider.
Tom
The
Brady.
first one,
The first, well, not the first one, but yes, the first one of the.
the first one of the new trilogy.
Because I started playing the third one, and it's a sequel. It's not a standalone game. Like scene 1, act 1, they're just talking about people that have died and where are they, and I'm like, I've forgotten all of this. I'm gonna just do a little crash course. And then when I put on Tomb Raider, I realized, oh, this is a really fucking good game. Like this is
They
so
all were.
fun. And so I played through in a week. And I mean, I wasn't like trying to 100% with the items and the hidden caches and whatever. But what a great game and what a great reboot. Last scene, she finally gets her dual pistols, you know, and you're like, fucking yeah, old school. And there's this one scene where she's like, I fucking hate tombs. And like, it's just, it's so good. And you know, you're talking about guns blazing. Luke, what I like about this is that you can use stealth to a point, but then at a point, it's just a firefight.
Yeah.
And in games I've played in the past, I've tried to be as stealthy as I can, put my bow stats up. This, I was like, fucking, I've got the machine gun. I'm going to use it.
Like, it's a good game because you could do both. You could do, you're not penalised if you want to go in guns blazing or you want to do stealth.
And you don't alert an entire base full of enemies by being seen by one dude. Like, anyone on screen or within earshot will come at you. But then it's back to stealth again, and it resets. I like that. So I've completed the first game. I'm playing the second one, which is just even better. It's just the same but better. And I mean, I've completed both of these before, but I'm going to go through again so that I can do the third one.
Completed it on Thursday.
Yeah. And I don't know if you can see, but I got a handful of achievements. And I signed up to trueachievements.com so that you could actually see what I've been getting. Although when I signed up, it still had only a couple listed on there, and I knew I'd gotten some that day that weren't updated yet. So
yeah, but yeah, I can see. Yeah, I can now track you a bit more. Get signed up for Pro one day, then I can really track you.
The stealth thing always makes me think of the most egregious example, and this is an Ubisoft game, just since we were talking about them too, is Watch Dogs. And Watch Dogs 2 even more so, because it was so out of character for that guy to just go in and murder all those people.
Yep.
And there were literally no consequences for any of it.
No.
Like, the mission would end and it was just it had never happened. No one mentions it. Like
I just murdered 100 people today.
Yeah.
And he's all upset because his daughter died, or no, his niece died.
I don't even remember.
I don't even remember the story. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I just remember that it was always so strange to me that I could be doing stealth, you know, like trying to knock people out, not kill anybody. Someone sees me, well then that's
everyone has to die.
You have to kill everybody. You just have to, because that's how it works in that game. And then afterwards, he's like, let's go back and hang out with my friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just that one was very jarring.
You're trying to climb a fence. One dude sees and you're like, well, I'm sorry, mate, but you and all your friends are dead.
Yeah, you've made me do this.
Yeah, I find. I mean, in Tomb Raider, at least they're all evil, but but she kills a lot of people. Like, she's a killer of men, you know.
And women.
No, I don't kill any women in this.
You're right. Actually, I don't. Are there any women that?
I don't think there is in the first one.
No,
I'm trying to think if there are in the second.
There's only 2 other women in the game. They're both on your team. They're both shipwrecked with you. One of them is like sus against you until the end, and then one of them gets kidnapped, and they're going to try to resurrect a dead queen inside her, and you've got to rescue her. No, you just kill men. To counter that, though, I watched a movie this week where a lot of women get killed.
Right.
So
I haven't
you
put it in the
feeling better now?
spreadsheet because it's not a new movie, but I rewatched Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Oh yeah,
David Fincher. Fuck, this is a good movie. And it's strange because I read the book when it came out and I thought it was fine. And then I saw the Swedish movie when it came out and I also thought it was fine. But I love this movie. I love this. It's such a good movie.
I really like Fincher. Like,
yeah,
he just makes good stuff. Like, not always. Like,
no, pretty consistent.
But you know what? I was
pretty consistent.
I had Spotify just on while I was working the other day, and it knows. It's got that AI thing now. It's kind of, it's like, here's some stuff that you were listening to, you know, whatever, a couple years ago. And this music came on and I was like, oh, I know this. What is this? It's Mindhunter soundtrack.
Oh, yeah.
It's a fucking great show by Fincher. Like,
Mindhunter's great, yeah. You probably, did you ever watch House of Cards, Matt?
No.
The first season's done by Fincher and it's fucking excellent. Obviously, there's reasons to not watch it but you can tell it's Fincher if you know.
I can ignore the reality of him. I know what you mean.
But it's not just the reality of him because it happened during that show. So the later seasons, they had to write him out.
Yeah, right.
They had to write the lead character out of the show.
That'd be a fun
Evidently, Fincher was signed to do all three of the dragon tattoos. And the only reason it didn't happen was because Daniel Craig became too big a star and they couldn't afford him.
Huh.
So the whole thing fell apart.
Did they ever do any sequels?
No, they did a reboot because a fourth book written by somebody else, but it's the official canonical book came out and they had dibs on that. So they remade that with new actors instead of continuing on. But in Swedish, the book is called Men Who Hate Women.
Right. Okay. Bit extreme, isn't it?
Very extreme.
Speaking of horror movies, one of the better recent horror movies was Barbarian. Great movie.
Very good.
Directed by Zach Kreger from The Whitest Kids You Know.
Fuck.
The incredulous guy from The Grapist
But
sketch.
grape you in the mouth.
He's going to
I think
what
it's
them in
too
the
much.
mouth? He's going to grape them.
Yeah. I'm going to rape you. What?
What?
No, I'm saying that's what it sounds like you're saying.
Get your mind out of the gutter. I like it.
Hey,
Well,
race war. What?
Yeah.
We're always talking about doing the race war. No, we didn't.
That's the guy who directed Barbarian.
Amazing.
So he's now up apparently for the new Resident Evil.
I'm not talking about a dick. I'm just talking about balls. I know why you think it sounds gay. I just want a woman with balls.
Well, not that guy. That guy died.
No, that guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
And they did a eulogy for him online, Zach Kreger and the other guys, where they said, yeah, we just feel like the public should know that he did die trying to suck his own dick.
That's right. Just so you know, Matt, if you go first, that's what Luke and I are going to do for you.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But anyway, yeah, Zach Kreger, Barbarian was amazing.
It was excellent.
And he's up for the new...
It was two very good movies squished together.
Yes. Yeah, in a very cool
I
way.
might actually watch these because I really tuned out of the other Resident Evil movies after the
I
second
tuned
one.
out
Yeah.
and then I tuned back in again, I must admit. They got so bad that they were good.
They just kept coming out.
Yeah.
And I don't know why.
Mila Jovovich was married to the director of those movies, so that wasn't going anywhere. It made enough money that they could fund the next one.
Yeah.
They're just...
Because the first one was good.
They have an audience, and they know the audience, and they just...
It's in the same... Yeah, the first one was good. To me, it's the same as the Underworld movies. It's like the first one, very good genre movie. Second one, okay, I see what you're doing here. You're
quite
just
like the
making more of this. Yeah. And then it's like, wait, how many are we up to now?
Well, the third one was the Rise of the Lycans or whatever it was. It was a different director, different cast, and it was... Well, mostly different cast.
Another example of when the director and the actress get married and they're just like, let's just keep doing these.
Yeah. And the actress's husband is also in the movie.
Yeah. Mind you, he's arguably more famous than any of them now. Michael Sheen, I reckon.
Oh, then Kate Beckinsale?
Yeah, maybe. But was she in other than the Underworld movies?
Yeah, I suppose.
And my masturbation fantasies.
I mean, the Total Recall remake, directed by her husband, Len Wiseman. Well, ex-husband,
I must
actually.
admit.
I think they're divorced now.
Oh, is that right? Wow.
Just reading this, so Kreger was originally directing the proposed reboot of The Clue, but passed on that for Resident Evil.
I understand that your mate, Luke...
My mate Luke.
Fucking brain.
He's right.
Was the guy from fucking Two Guys and a Girl at a Pizza Shop? Fucking Deadpool.
Ryan Reynolds?
Ryan Reynolds wants to do the Clue
I don't know the other
remake.
guy's name, so hopefully you mean him.
Yeah, I don't know the other guy's name either.
No one does. Okay. But he'd want to act in it.
Clue is a great movie, though.
Yes.
Oh,
I
yeah.
assume he'd want to be the butler, would he?
I've
it's
got to
the
watch
Tim
that
Curry
again
role.
too. Don't remind me about Tim Curry.
Oh, man. You know, I learned a fact this week. Heavy spoilers did a deep dive in Batman 89, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I thought I knew a fair bit about the behind the scenes of that movie, but there was stuff I didn't know. Like the fact that it was in Jack Nicholson's contract that if the LA Lakers were playing an at-home game, production shut down so he could go and watch it. Like just weird shit like this. But originally, and I knew this, Harold Ramis wanted to direct it, and it was going to star Bill Murray as Batman, right?
They really wanted a comedian, didn't they?
And Eddie Murphy as Robin, because Robin was in the script right until the end, even when Burton was on board. That got canned. Next, they approached Spielberg, right? And Spielberg said, yeah, I'll do it, but I want Harrison Ford as Batman, Michael J. Fox as Robin, and Tim Curry as the Joker.
I would watch the shit out of that.
Imagine that. I mean, I love what we got, but imagine that.
Yeah.
They really wanted comedians, didn't they, though?
Spielberg. Yeah,
Like, they really...
Yeah, but up until then, the only Batman anyone knew was...
It's funny when you look back at the
Warden.
behind-the-scenes stuff and you hear about how controversial it was, because we were kids, we didn't understand at the time, how controversial it was that Michael Keaton was Batman, and the death threats and the like insanity that he got as a result. It's just it seems weird.
And this isn't back in the day of people just logging onto Twitter or something. This was people were mailing physical death threats.
Yeah, because he was
You had to
not
really
a
go out of
serious-
your way to threaten someone in those days, didn't you?
Yes.
because he was not a serious actor, I guess. Or
Well, he
widely
was,
considered.
but we just didn't know it.
Yeah, right. That's what I mean. Like, people thought he was a joke. And then,
Yeah.
it's interesting to look back.
It's ballsy, though, that Burton had made Pee-wee's Big Adventure
Yeah.
and Beetlejuice, and then he got Batman somehow
Yeah.
off the back of that, and then he was like, I'm bringing the guy from Beetlejuice. Like, they must have been like, no way. And he'd be like, it's either that or it's Pee-wee Herman.
And they're like, fine.
Fine, it's
Fine,
Beetlejuice.
Prince is
then.
doing the soundtrack. And he was like, oh,
Yeah.
fuck, all right.
It was originally going to be Prince and Michael Jackson co-writing the songs, and he was like, I'll take Prince, but I draw the line at Michael Jackson.
But I'm bringing Danny Elfman.
Yeah. Who they also didn't want. He had to really convince them.
I know. And there was an article written about, there's actually quite a famous letter that Danny Elfman wrote, and it was printed in some magazine. I was like, I don't remember the specifics, but it was somebody's review of Batman, maybe some famous film critic reviewed it and said something about Danny Elfman obviously had somebody orchestrate the score for him while he plunked it out on a guitar or something like that. And then and Danny Elfman wrote this big thing about how, like, thanks mate, but I hand wrote that score. Like,
Yeah, right, yeah. I'm not just Oingo Boingo. Also,
Yes.
I wrote all of the instruments in Oingo Boingo, not just the fucking guitar backs.
It was kind of a big deal at the time. Yeah, controversial movie, apparently. Just none of that was apparent to me as a kid, though.
No.
Well, it's a lot different at the time because like there wasn't the internet, so you weren't getting a lot of these stories. You maybe some stuff about magazines, but it's all sort of word of mouth and people's memories.
But the funny thing is, I don't remember people going, it's not serious enough, you can't cast a comedian. I remember people going, why is he all in black and why does he have a gun? Like, because hardly anyone had read, Frank Miller's Batman. And, those were the people who were writing death threats to Michael Keaton, I assume. But then you have everyone's mum going, my kids aren't going to go and see Batman if he's fucking
Where's
killing
Adam
everyone.
West?
Yeah.
I remember people walking out of the cinema with
Where's
their
he keeping
family.
his shark repellent bat spray?
Yeah. I mean, there's some dopey shit in this movie too. Though, like, it's high camp as well. It's just dark high camp.
It's like, it gets a pass, though, because as a kid, I just absorbed it, and it's like, no, that's just...
Oh, I think
that's just
even
what
now,
happens.
I try to separate myself because I still love it, and I honestly believe it's not just nostalgia. I think it's a good movie.
But like that scene where he electrocutes the guy with the buzzer, if they put in that in a movie now, I'd be like, come on.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, except it's a fucking dumb buzzer, but it burns him to death. Like,
No.
and then
That's what I
he
mean,
talks to the corpse, and then he fucking tightens the tie on the corpse. Like, they lean into it.
But like if in fucking what's his name's The Batman, right? The
Oh yeah.
the recent what's it? Rob Pattinson.
Matt Reeves.
Yeah, Matt Reeves, Rob Pattinson. If that happened in that movie, I'd have turned it off.
True. Yeah. Mind you, there's the Batwing's flying down the street,
That's sick.
and Joker's there. The Batwing has dual machine
yeah.
guns that come out and just start shooting. Completely miss the Joker. The Joker pulls out this ridiculous novelty gun
That's right.
and shoots the Batwing out of the sky with one shot.
And then also the Joker's got these balloons that have poisonous gas, and the Batwing just happens to have a balloon cord
balloon
scissors on the front.
Yeah, scissors on the front, and then a store it in the back so we can. And then he lets him adrift. And I remember the Mad Magazine Batman. Vicky Vale's in the Batwing with him, and she goes, "Won't they just fly over another city?" And he's like, "Not my problem."
Great movie.
So
now I want to watch that again. It's been a long time.
You should. What else has been going on? We've got some like weird tech news this week. This was quite funny. There's a company called, what was it called? Do Not Pay, and they've been fined by the FTC. This was a company that said, AI lawyers. They said you'll be assigned an AI lawyer.
I mean, it's only a matter of time. If this is a scam now, a year from now, this is probably just going to be something we all have.
Yes. So they've said that the world's first robotic lawyer with the ability to sue anyone with the click of a button. The FTC fined them because they made no attempt to validate whether this thing could function as a lawyer.
In fact work, yeah.
Exactly.
Or whether it could legally,
it was nonsensical. So they've been fined $193,000.
That's not that much.
It's not that much considering, how much did they make?
Well, I don't know. According to the FTC,
if it was more than that, they've still come out on top, is what I'm saying.
They were charging $36 every 2 months, which is quite an odd.
So it's like a subscription service, is it?
Yeah. They started it in 2019 while making several false claims in ads to drive up subscriptions.
Subscription to an AI lawyer. Mind you, if lawyers come to $36 a month, I'm telling you right now, that is a considerable drop in price for what I'm paying a human lawyer.
This is an ad. This was in the Los Angeles Times. What this robot lawyer can do is astonishingly similar, if not more, to what human lawyers do.
I'd want to hope
that's not even a good sentence.
Similar,
the lawyer
if not
write
more.
that sentence? Yeah. Terrible.
Yeah, that's great. That's excellent.
Yeah.
Do not pay. Who is that referring to? Do not pay a lawyer? Do not pay us? Do not pay your subscription fee? It's just bad marketing, no matter...
Do not pay your parking fines. Our robot lawyer,
our lawyer will get you off. Yeah.
Like, they sort of do have sort of a good business model. Like, $36 is pretty cheap. You get a lot of people to sign up for that.
Mind you, Americans don't need to be fucking have any more incentive to, quote, sue anyone with the click of a button.
No.
Like, you guys need to settle down on that stuff.
That reminds me, have you been following the Billy Mitchell trial?
Oh, what's going on?
Is there Billy Mitchell news?
Yeah, the trial's actually been going on.
Fill me in.
It's not going well for him.
Isn't it?
Oh, shock horror.
Good.
It's really not. I think he's just... Because he's always been very litigious, and I think his plan has always been, and it's always worked, that he just keeps going with it and gets people to settle because they can't afford to go on with it.
I've just found a blog that's got a day-by-day rundown. I'm going to read this afterwards.
Yeah, okay, I'm going to get on this.
Yeah, I listened to it.
Yeah, because he's got his restaurant money to back him up, where he can just keep suing and suing.
Wait, were you about to say there's a podcast or something, Luke?
There was a YouTube channel that just had a day-by-day rundown.
Okay.
I forget what it was. It just popped up, and I've been listening to it, and it's just a very short 5-minute thing. It's like, this is what they did through today, and it's not looking good for him. Because like even the great defense that Carl Jobs has got, like, you're saying that in your lawsuit against Twin Galaxies, you said they caused all this, and now you're coming at me saying I caused all of this, and you this person caused all of this. Like, who did what? And where's the actual impact? Because you're still going to conventions, you're still getting booked.
Is it LUS or LUS? I don't know how you're meant to say this, but that seems to be the one that's coming out with a daily...
Yeah, that might be it. Just popped up, and it's just a really nice breakdown of what it is. And so they've finished for the moment. I think they go back on October 5th.
Exciting stuff.
So there's been 5 days of it, but I think this is going to be the first time I think he's going to realise that he's going to have to pay. Because it's not like in America.
No.
Wait, what do you mean?
Oh, in Australia.
It's not like it's not like us for in America. Yeah.
Yeah, this is happening in Queensland, right?
Yeah, because he had to do it in Queensland, and so if he loses, he's going to have to pay costs, and it's not cheap.
Yeah, I think Carl was saying he probably didn't realize that at a certain point it became too late for him to just walk away, and now he's going to have to
Carl
pay.
job. He lives in Queensland, does he? Is
Yes.
that why?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that. Okay,
Yeah, he was sued in Australia.
Yep.
Which I think normally Billy Mitchell.
Yeah. Okay. So
Here-
Mitchell's going to find that things might not just be as easy for him to just
It's
drag
not like
on.
Carl Jobs is actually going to make money. He's still going to lose money.
No. That's not the point, though.
But that's not the point. He was making a stand, and Billy Mitchell's finally going to have to.
It's just more difficult to bully somebody with a lawsuit in Australia because you can't walk away consequence free at the end of it if you do that.
Yeah, you're liable.
That's why we don't have people suing people left and right here.
Yeah. The Coles near me has, when you go up the elevator, these big pictures on each level of like the farming areas where their fresh produce comes from. And the farmer who supplies to my particular Coles just happens to be named Billy Mitchell. And so it's like you can thank Billy Mitchell for the fruit you're buying today. I'm like, well, okay. Watch the tapes carefully.
I'm
really
definitely going to
people
be
that
following this, and bring on 5th of October.
Very
I
good.
think there's only like 2 more days of the
I'll try
trial
and
to go.
find some of the videos.
Billy
link in the
Mitchell
show
should
notes.
subscribe to the AI lawyer then for $36 a
Yeah,
month.
it'd be a bit
See how
cheaper.
see if that gets him.
There you go.
Because he's gone through a lot of lawyers as well. Throughout the case, he's gone through a lot of lawyers. I
Has
think
he
a
been
lot of
sacking
lawyers-
them, or have they been walking away
I
from
imagine
him?
he's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of like they're probably advising him, like, you're not going to win. This is bad.
Yeah.
Like, you need to stop. And
Or
him
can't you just say this? No, we can't just make shit up.
Yes.
This is the evidence we're arguing.
Yeah. We have to go with the facts, and the facts are it doesn't look like you did it legitimately.
Yeah. And it's not. It's not slant. He's suing on a libel, right? He's suing
Because
because
they're not even litigating whether or not he did or didn't cheat. That's not what.
It's just whether or not people can say that
whether
he cheated.
Carl Jobs harmed his reputation by reporting on the fact that he was accused of cheating.
Yeah.
I think that's
If
literally
anything, he should be thanking
what it
Carl
is.
Jobs for keeping him in the fucking news.
Well,
Yeah.
one of the other things is, and I think part it gets glossed over a little bit, is one of the things he did say, there was another content creator, Apollo, I think it's Apollo, who'd also accused him of cheating.
Right.
They had a lawsuit, they settled. Apollo was also having some sort of medical issues as well, and sort of took his life a little bit after that. And Carl sort of reported on that and sort of like, didn't say like that was the cause of it, but sort of implied like this would have been added stress in his life with the settlement. And and so that's part of the litigation, but that's part of it. But
I can't believe any judge is going to allow this even to go to court, because honestly, it is such common knowledge that Billy Mitchell fucking cheated.
He has no reputation to damage in that regard. Everybody knows.
Yeah.
And here's the sort of thing, like he is still, it's not like he's a terrible...
What year did King of Kong come out? When I saw that, I was like, well, he cheated. Like,
He did it to himself.
You got to remember though,
movie.
he's still a good gamer. Like it's not like
That's what's so
terrible.
sad about it. Yeah, that's what's so sad. He finishes Pac-Man on a regular basis, but then he lies about getting a perfect score. Like, why? Just don't lie about that bit at the end.
yeah.
He's still
Just be
good.
known for being as good as you are, which is very good.
Like
No one's saying you're not
I'm not
good.
saying he's never gotten a perfect score. What I'm referencing is a
Just saying,
particular
he
example.
didn't get video doing it on that day.
Correct. The day that he claimed he got a perfect score, he fucking didn't, because it's on video.
Yeah.
You can see that
Yeah.
he didn't.
It's the Amber Heard thing. I swear this is what happened with Amber Heard. I'm like, I bet he did bash you, because he seems like a right cunt. But the fact was, he didn't do it on the day you took pictures, because that was makeup, and we have proof.
Look, on legal matters, there's another one in here that I thought was funny. There's a library website, a pirate library website. The library
With
of
just, like,
Tortuga.
Oh, I thought you meant it just had copies of Treasure Island.
Yes. No, it's called LibGen, and it's got a bunch of books and stuff on it. I think, is it just books, Library Genesis? Maybe it's all sorts of stuff.
As in, like, for your Kindle, yeah? Like EPUB?
Yeah, I mean, actually,
Yeah.
you know what? I think you can just go on this website and download things. It's not even... I don't
Oh,
think it's
okay.
even torrents. Or
Right,
anything.
right.
I
So it's
could be
just
wrong.
PDFs of
It's-
books.
I think that's what it is. But anyway, they recently, a judge ordered, guilty of piracy. They'll have to pay $30 million to publishers. The problem is
They don't have any money?
nobody knows who runs the website. They've made this decision.
Yeah, right.
To who?
So they had a court hearing with no defendant.
Correct.
Wow.
No one knows
And
who
they were
runs
like,
this website.
whoever it is, it's going to have to pay.
And this has happened before. They've had a ruling against them in, was it 2017? They were told, you got to pay publishers $15 million. Well, no, it never happened because no one knows who they are.
Wow.
It's just this website's just doing its thing. People are suing, winning, getting fuck all because it's like, how do you sue
Yeah.
a ghost?
Then you've got Pirate Bay people sitting in Sweden going, why did we tell everyone who we were?
Yeah, exactly. Should have kept them out.
Yeah, it just looks like it looks like books, magazines, and stuff like that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so it's still online.
Yeah,
Well, if
I
it's
just went
anything
to it
like
right then.
Pirate Bay, then I think once somebody sets it up, it's actually just kind of peer generated, right? People just start uploading stuff.
I think, yeah, and I think it just
it's not just
moves
one
around.
dude pirating everything and putting it up there.
What this article says that the only way, or potentially the only way, this website will ever be destroyed is if Google or whoever was to pull their ad accounts, because then they wouldn't make any money.
There's no ads on it.
No, but then I was thinking, like, would they care?
Yeah, I was about to say at this point.
Yeah, no,
Like-
there are no ads. There's nothing. There's not even
right.
But yeah, you want
There's
it right
nothing.
now.
I'm looking at a white screen.
Oh, they are torrents. They are torrents. So yes, exactly. They're torrents. So there's barely any infrastructure costs associated with it, I assume.
Yeah.
So I don't think that would work either.
Yeah.
Because torrents, you're downloading directly from other people's
you don't need
computers.
a server. Yeah.
Yeah, so they
it's just
basically
it's basically just an index.
what they need to do is just stop going after them, suing them, and bringing attention to them.
Yeah.
Because all that's
Well, I'd
happening
never-
with this is we now know about it.
I'd never heard of him. Now I'm gonna stock up my Kindle.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple.
Not government
Not.
or whoever.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that. That's a joke. I'm not going to do that.
Luke is not currently on the site right now.
I've already closed off. I don't even have a Kindle.
I have a Kindle, but
have a Kindle.
I've rekindled, or so to speak, my love of actual books.
Yeah. We
The problem is you've got to
books
store them
the other week.
after.
Yeah,
You mean books, not the books.
actual
that
books,
we-
not books. Yeah.
Still keen on a books, but
Yeah, I'm kind of keen on it too. Is there a chicken?
It's Watson. Shh.
What are you
Watson
doing
is a
to
cat.
Watson?
Just for
I'm
the
just
record.
patting her.
Not his manservant.
Yeah.
She's cold.
I'm reading a book at the moment, a non-fiction book, where some people have valets, and I'm
Oh, yeah.
like, gone are the fucking days, aren't they? Like, we were really men in a world where that no longer really means what it used to mean.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't talk about this yet. The Grand Tour.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah. I
finished.
haven't watched yet.
Did you watch it, Luke?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
sort
I mean, I won't ruin anything because you haven't watched it, but it was good. It was a
Oh,
good
no,
one.
you can.
Yeah.
No,
That was a nice send off.
spoilers for Grand Tour is absolutely fine.
It
for
had
me.
less. I mean, I know it's largely like manufactured and played up for television. It is like
Less
I know
goofy
that.
staged moments.
But this had this felt more natural than the last few had.
And I think that's also part of the reason why it is sort of ending. I think they're too old for that
Yeah.
build a bridge to go over. And
But I quite liked this because it did seem more just genuine. Like whether I know that they probably do multiple takes and some of the stuff is set up or whatever. But there was
and
just
there's a
less
producer right
Oh,
there.
oh,
except for that bit, I did laugh about the fucking Volkswagen. That made me laugh a lot.
The
where
Volkswagen?
he's like,
Oh.
they get the backup
Yes.
Beetle, and then suddenly it cuts, and Jeremy's like, "You've got to help me. I was turning the corner and I came off the road, and then this plank of wood fell onto the accelerator, and now the only thing stopping the car from careening off this cliff is this piece of rope that's tied to the handbrake, and it's now in the dog of the mouth of that dog over there. But James May is about to open a can of dog food." That made me laugh.
That was funny. But no, I think it was a nice send off, and it was sort of sad. But also the photos at the end when you see the amount of crew that follows them is insane.
And that sequence at the end,
Xbox is on.
It's turning itself off
when they go back to. So they go back to where they began.
Yeah,
basically
on their first ever,
the very first special.
Yep.
They go back to the same place, same tree and everything in Botswana.
Yep.
And then you see footage of one interspersed with the other, and it's like, fuck, man, looking how little they are in the old footage and stuff. It's just, it's good.
YouTube knows it's out because it's been bombarding me with just 2-3 minute clips from Top Gear.
Yeah.
And it's funny, I don't remember it. Yeah, but I don't. But you know what? We always complain that Grand Tour is just a little too staged and set up. Mate, Top Gear was like that too. Like, I mean, even as in the chat show environment, like you've rehearsed this, you know, like you're setting him up to make his comment.
Yeah, but I think
I never noticed that when I was younger watching it.
No, but I still think they do it well.
Yeah.
I think when people have tried to do the same show, do the same thing, they don't have their chemistry.
Amazing.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, that's exactly right. And then because there was a clip I saw the other day of it was early Top Gear. It was James May, but he's still got brown hair. He's not all white.
Yeah.
He's looking young and slim. And then Clarkson doing like a review of a car on the show, and just the back and forth and the rapport and the ribbing each other and stuff like that. It's just so good.
Man, and the shit they used to get away with too. Like,
this
car looks a bit gay.
Yeah.
Would you drive this car? Are you gay? Like,
yeah, I know that people have said that yes, there was a lot of problems, but it's of its time. Like, it's not an excuse, but
no,
that it is what it is. Like,
that's what I keep saying. Like, as long as you change,
you can't watch Friends now if you're afraid of a little casual homophobia.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's just how people were.
As long as you learn going forward, it's okay. It's not okay, but you got to change. But no, sad to go.
And now Clarkson's Farm continues, I hope, because I like that show.
Never thought I could show about the farming.
I couldn't get into it.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, it's funny.
I find it like, I don't know. It's like, how do we make it hard for Jeremy this week? You know?
Yeah.
It is. He does it so well, though. You're right. Like it's clearly all stage, but he plays it off. So,
and if that cast of characters really just happens to be the people that he hired, like fucking hell, because everybody in that show is just amazing. Like all the characters, you know, like the guy builds the walls.
Yeah, I can't remember his name, but
and then what's the fucking young guy's name?
Caleb.
Yeah, like him. Like if he really was just somebody that they stumbled across, you know, while filming season 1.
I'm telling you, he wasn't.
Yeah, I'm sure he wasn't.
But the fact that you have to ask means it's successful.
Yeah.
Yes.
The only one of them that doesn't have stuff still on.
Get that chicken out of here.
I'm trying to keep it quiet.
The only one of them that doesn't still do stuff I like is Hammond.
Yeah, he's just very much
like he's doing stuff, but I don't think it's taken off because James May's got a new special out, Our Man in India on Prime, and his travel shows are great.
Yeah, and his YouTube channel is funny too. Like his own stuff.
That fucking the Japan series was so funny.
I think Hammond just wants to be young.
You think he had his brush with death and now he's like craving youth again?
I think he's trying to do the fun young stuff, whereas the other two are sort of going more down.
You mean.
Yeah.
He was always I don't know if he was trying to be the cool one, but I think he always thought he was the cool one.
Sure.
And I think he still thinks he is.
Yep.
But he's just as much a
Yeah,
old
the other
grumpy
two
old
are
man as
just
the others.
like, no, we're doddering old Brits.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But he's still like, I've got a funky haircut. I've still got
I'm cool. I'm still cool.
it. Yeah.
Look at my leather jacket.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've got a couple of leather jackets. I shouldn't talk.
I've got one.
I've got two
yeah,
leather
I've got a
jackets
couple.
and no hair.
That makes up for it.
Yeah. My neighbour, my elderly neighbour, has a grey leather jacket that must be left over from the 80s because it's cut in that kind of triangle.
Yes.
Back, like what you would imagine Michael Jackson might have worn in red, but
Sure.
you know what I mean. But this is grey, which I think doesn't exist in real life anyway. You know what I mean. Like it's just an unusual color for a leather jacket. But every time I see him, I'm like, this guy just thinks that's still cool. He doesn't realize how retro cool he is. You know.
I've got my red one that I got in
I like that
London
one.
because that guy just wouldn't wouldn't let it go. I've tried it on and he was like, "This jacket's perfect for you." And it was like, I don't think it was like £300. I was like, no good. And he's like 250. I'm like, no, 240, 220, 210, 200, 180, 150. And I was like, no, it's fine. And then I think Jordan or somebody says, oh, let's just go have a look next door. And he goes, oh, you think you're going to find a jacket next door? You're not. 120, last offer. I was like, fine.
Fine. Yeah.
Why do you
that
get rid
reminds
of
me
it so
of just to bring it back to David Fincher. It's the fucking hell.
Oh,
Brad
Fight
Pitt.
Club?
Yeah, Fight Club.
Yeah. I've looked for that kind of jacket. I think, like, I would probably look ridiculous in it, but that is a cool jacket that he has in that movie. But I think that was probably made for the movie.
Yeah, there's costume like jacket websites where they'll just copy any jacket from any movie, which I have seen that on.
Because actual, I guess it would be like 70s. It's got big collars and stuff on it. But I think actual 70s ones don't look that cool.
Didn't really have that. Yeah.
I mean, certainly not on me anyway. So maybe it's just you have to be Brad Pitt. That could be a factor.
Maybe it's just that he looks good in stuff that we don't look good in.
Yeah.
It's possible.
I mean, as I'm talking, I'm like, is it really surprising that something Brad Pitt looks good in might not look good on me?
My like style guru that I don't copy, but that's just that I love is Keanu Reeves, and I'm just like, fuck, I wish I could dress like Keanu, but it's like, but you'd look like a right dickhead, you know?
Sure. Yeah. I used to think Johnny Depp looked cool, but he doesn't anymore.
No, he doesn't.
At some point, he crossed over into sad. Like,
yeah.
I don't know when that happened.
I don't like him. He's not a nice person.
Oh, I'm not so much that, but he used to look cool. He doesn't look cool now. He looks like...
But he didn't change. It's just that time changed. Because I remember seeing there was an interview with him like in the late 90s, and he had his fucking long hair and his face, and he's having a rollie, and he's wearing a vest and like a pirate shirt, and I'm like, that's fucking cool. But I saw him recently wearing pretty much the exact same thing, and I'm like, you look like a fuckwit, mate. Dress your age.
Yeah. Something I don't do.
So I'm saying here, Trump's gonna save us, is he? By demanding Apple?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No.
They're gonna listen to him. Yeah.
Yeah. No. The both of the would-be assassins, the FBI have not been able to unlock their phones because phones have a lot of security these days to prevent that. And apparently, at a rally the other day, Donald Trump was saying, Apple's got to get on this. They've got to do something about it. They've really got to open this guy's phone. So he's just going to sort it out. He's going to get Apple to unlock the guy's Samsung Galaxy phone. They'll take care of that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I mean, and even if it was an iPhone, which would be more appropriate, I think they can't. That's the point.
No.
And
I think because they've been through this before. Remember with the Boston bomber?
Yes.
Where they were trying to get locked. And
by design, they can't. And unless they're lying, that's the end of it.
Because weren't they looking at, we're going to force you to create a backdoor? And they go, no, if we create a backdoor, there is a backdoor to all phones. And we can't do that.
My understanding is that there isn't a way for them to do it, and so it's kind of silly to just even discuss it at this point. Like, they designed it so you can't. The only way that this would be feasible is if the government compelled them to put a backdoor in, and then in which case he shouldn't be talking about it in public.
No,
you know what I mean? Like
what ended up happening is, I think they went, EFL finally came along and went, don't worry about it, we've worked it out, and that was done. They didn't come out and say what they did or how. They just went, it's sorted, don't worry about it anymore. But yeah,
because I learned this week that the my phone is actually filming me right now. You know, on the iPhone, Dan, you've got an iPhone, right?
I do, yeah.
You know, when something's using the microphone or the camera, there's a light that pops up. And in fact, with the microphone in particular, it's like an orange thing that pops up on the phone. That orange thing on the phone is controlled by a completely different chip in the phone. Right? It's not part of any other video display system or anything like that. No software on the phone has any control over that. If something's using the microphone, that bit of the screen will be orange.
Yeah, right.
They can't fuck around. So that's why
so
it was. This was in relation to people talking about, your phone listens to you and that kind of thing. If that microphone's on, that light's on. They can't prevent it.
Yep.
Apparently.
Well, it's still the phone doesn't listen to you.
Doesn't need to. It's more scary.
There's a wider net being cast.
Yes.
Because it's like, it just knows that you were in a room with 5 other people and one of them Googled.
One of them just search for that.
Yeah.
Because that's what things that happens a lot.
Like, oh, someone's pregnant. Like, that kind of thing.
Because it gets the information from sharing data from the phones. Like, and that's why you have these things. Oh, we were just talking about this the other day. I didn't search anything, so how does it know? It must be listening. No, the person you're with searched it.
Yeah.
And then gave you
a guy who said that he went hiking without phones to the top of a mountain, had a conversation about some hiking gear, came home, and then got ads for the gear. And it's like, how did that happen? It's like, because you posted photos of you and your friend, and then that person you talked to about it probably Googled it.
Yeah.
And so...
Also, you were on a hike. It's not like you talked about something so completely out of the blue.
And honestly, you're probably researching stuff before you went and buying gear for your trip.
Yeah. It's actually scarier that they don't have to listen to you.
Yeah.
They can figure it out anyway. That should be more
But also
scary.
people that say, no, it can't be a coincidence. Mick West did the maths and discovered that once every 3 weeks, you should encounter a fairly convincing coincidence, and once every 3 months you should encounter a mind-blowing coincidence. Like, that's how often things coincide.
Yeah, it's like when you're thinking about somebody and then they text you or the phone rings or whatever. But it's like, because you don't notice, you think
when
about
they don't.
You think about people constantly. Your fucking brain's always thinking. Like,
It's like I always notice when the clock says 7:11 because I'm like, 7:11. But it's like, it's not the only time I look at the clock.
It's just that you've made it.
But Mick West was watching Jeopardy with his wife, and a question was about something they were talking about during the day, and she went, what are the chances? And he went, yes. What are the chances? And he figured it out.
Quite high, apparently.
Yeah, actually pretty high. Yeah, higher than you would think.
And that's how our brains work.
Yeah.
Because we like patterns.
Yeah. Speaking of patterns of behaviour, we've got some Neil Gaiman follow-up. I was waiting for you to say something that I could segue into the after party. Patreon.com/multiplenerdgasm or multiplenerdgasm.com and make your way to support. And for $5 a month, you can join us for the other half of the show in the after party.
That's all for this week. Thank you for listening, and we hope you enjoyed the show. If you enjoyed it, then please subscribe in iTunes to receive episodes automatically. We'll see you next time.